1946. My brother, my sister. And he was born in Louisiana. Yes, at a place called Shreveport. 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 My brother, my sister, Shreveport is a city in the U.S. state of Louisiana. It is the third most populous city in Louisiana after New Orleans and Baton Rouge. That was where he was born, Shreveport. He then moved to Los Angeles at the age of 14. And Los Angeles is in California. My brother, my sister, after moving to Los Angeles, Drumgo was placed in Preston School of Industry until 1963. My brother, my sister, 1963 when he was 17. Watch this. Now, upon his release, he was arrested for the attempted murder of his own father-in-law. After Drumgo fired a shot at the ceiling during a fight with his stepfather. I beg your pardon, stepfather, not father-in-law. Stepfather. Who is a stepfather? It's your mother's new husband after your father. My brother, my sister, he was arrested again and imprisoned until 1966. Listen to this very, very well. He left the city of Shreveport in Louisiana and went all the way to the city of Los Angeles in California. And then he was placed in a place known as the Preston School of Industry until 1963. Now, what is the Preston School of Industry? Now, it is also known as the Preston Castle. It was a reform school located in Lone, in California. So that means Aquarabone. Now, all the Soledad brothers were at a point involved in some kind of crime, and 2 of them were kept in correctional centers. This is the last one, Fleeta Drumgo. He was kept in a correctional center known as the Preston School of Industry. And then he was freed in 1963. Upon his release, he threatened his stepfather with a gun and fired several shots in the ceiling. The police came in and arrested him, and he did time in 1966, only 2.5 years after he was released from the correctional center. Now, during the early hours of December 16, 1966, the same year that he was imprisoned, my brother, my sister, Drumgo had a very beautiful relationship with a man who later became his accomplice. My brother, my sister. And they had gone to burglarize, my brother, my sister, Martin's Radio Center in Southgate. They stole from a radio station like this one. My brother, my sister, they broke into the radio station and stole whatever they could grab. My brother, my sister, and this was in September. I beg your pardon, December. Yes, specifically on the 16th day of December in 1966. That was what took him to jail. My brother, my sister, they beat up the night watchman and decided to carry away everything that they could find in the radio station. The night watchman picked up his gun and fired at them, but he couldn't hit any one of them. And the car which was used in the getaway was tracked down to a woman's apartment where Drumgo was staying. After he was arrested, Drumgo was charged with second-degree burglary and was given 6 months to 15 years in prison. My brother, my sister, this was when he went to prison. And he did time at the Soledad prison, also in California. That was where he met George Jackson. And together they founded the Blakk guerrilla family, as you were told yesterday in the class. My brother, my sister, and they terrorized all the people in prison who were prison officers and were looking down on black people. Oh my God. Now this is where the story gets more interesting. Now the Soledad brothers, whose photographs you saw earlier, my brother, my sister, saw a lot of brutalization from prison officers and decided that they will have to resist them and, if possible, even murder some of the prison officers. One of them, the prison officer, shot and killed black people who were rioting with a white group in jail without shooting a single white rioter. In fact, the Blakk guerrilla family, made up of the Soledad brothers, these people you see in the photograph here, got mad and angry and were looking for an opportunity to attack a prison officer. And that opportunity came. My brother, my sister, oh my God. It was on January the 13th, 1970. And something interesting happened. The Soledad brothers decided to attack a prison officer by name John Vincent Mills in the Soledad prison. Now there were so many racial tensions in prison, and they approached the prison officer. After a short altercation, a fight broke up between the black and white inmates, during which, my brother, my sister, John Vincent Mills was pushed all the way from the top floor of the building down to the ground. In fact, when he landed on his head, and his head split into several pieces with brains lying all over the place. He died instantly. The Soledad brothers, my brother, my sister, were now targeted. They were already in jail, and they had to be taken to court again to answer for the murder of John Vincent Mills. Remember, before John Vincent Mills, there was another prison officer that I told you about. He was called Opie G. Miller. He was the one who shot and killed the black people who were rioting with the white people in jail and set all the white people free. This was what led to the black prisoners attacking John Vincent Mills and killing him. On February 26, my brother, my sister, 1971, Drumgo, alongside George Jackson and John Clutchett, were indicted by the Montgomery County Grand Jury for the first-degree murder, and they were taken to jail. My brother, my sister, they went all the way to the San Quentin prison, and it was here that the brother of George Jackson, by name Jonathan Jackson, came there in a Rambo style, trying to rescue them. In the attempt, the judge was killed, as you were told. He was called Judge Harley. He was shot and killed when there was a crossfire between Jonathan Jackson's group and the prison officers and court officers. My brother, my sister, 4 people lost their lives, including George Jackson and Jonathan Jackson. The only person who survived it is Fleeta Drumgo. And he was arrested. My brother, my sister, Drumgo was released from prison on August 26 in 1976, 5 years after the incident that happened. And when he was freed, all charges he got acquitted from, my brother, my sister, and then he decided to move into Bay Area to have his peace. Unfortunately, when he got there, he was murdered. He was murdered. What happened? Now, on May 28, 1979, Faye Slender, my brother, my sister, his full name Faye Abrahams Stender, a lawyer who represented the Soledad brothers, was shot in his home by a member of the Blakk guerrilla family, who accused Stender of betraying George Jackson and the prison movement. A week after the attempted murder of Stender, Drumgo approached his attorney, Charles Gary, and claimed that he knew of the plans to shoot Faye 2 weeks before it happened. And the members of the Blakk guerrilla family saw that to be a betrayal and looked for him, shot and killed him. My brother, my sister, that was what happened. My brother, my sister, they shot and killed him because he was about to betray the movement. My brother, my sister, that was how he died. On November 24, 1979, Drumgo was shot dead in Auckland. While his killers were never apprehended, it is believed that Drumgo was murdered for trying to sell information to law enforcement, and the information was about betraying his own Blakk guerrilla family. Today we remember the Soledad brothers one more time, and then we also remember the last surviving one, Fleeta Drumgo, who himself was shot and killed. My brother, my sister, on the 24th of November, 1979, for trying to be a sellout. And in the burden of knowledge, I ask you, now that you know the story of Fleeta Drumgo, what would you do? Be at any ole mini oba fe yezuda kagane mezaka yide ya pa bango bokaya nfifia ye nyanu kaina wo. Bana enwe be den lele ya njima singa be kunne. Lele ya njima singa beri.
Tutu bobi, papa.